everyone, do you see the chart? Do you see my chart? So guys, before I'm going to go through the pairs that I shared as well on this Telegram group, which is which at the moment, like, you know, like how can I say, just the beginning. So I just create this community that we are going to go through the, you know, like trading stuff. I mean, we'll talk about the trading, how to get a start, and all, as well. At the meantime, we are going to go through as well how you can invest on some specific markets. And on the side, I'm going to as well share with you guys those top pairs for the week that I'm executing, right, in the Forex market. And with that being said, so today I will just give you guys a quick recap. But before I'm going to give you guys any recap, so I'm gonna give you guys the steps how what I do, right? Which steps I take before I'm going to, you know, like get to the chart, right? So the first thing, guys, basically, like every weekend, so I choose my top pairs, right? So let's say like Saturday or Sunday. So any of those days, like maybe if I'm off, I'm like on Saturday, so I will give maybe 1 hour of the chart time to just go through all these pairs. So as you can see here, these are the pairs that basically every week. So I go through them and analyze, and between these two pairs, basically I just choose, like 1 to 3 pairs. The idea is just I'm waiting for those top pairs that give us, you know, like give me the opportunity, right? So when the opportunity comes, I just, like, there's nothing to, you know, play out with them. All you have to do is just, you know, like follow your plan, and like I just follow the strategy, my plan. So once the opportunity will show up, I am simply active in the market and then just get in, right? So with that being said, guys, so this week, you guys remember from the last week I sent a CAD CHF, all right? So before I'm going to go through this CAD CHF on all these pairs, so simply when I'm analyzing the chart, so the strategy is based on the higher time frames, all right? So I always check the key level where I have my bias, right? Where I have my, you know, where I'm looking to buy or sell is based on the higher time frame. What does that mean? Simply I look on the weekly time frame and daily time frame. So if the weekly and daily, these higher time frame, if I have in sync, and what does it mean in sync? Means that if I have these two higher time frame, let's say bullish, so the probability, like those, the more probability is to go for buy, right? Because we have an uptrend. So, and if I have these two time frame in sync, let's say bearish, right? Then I'm mostly looking to sell, right? And based on these two time frame, I'm looking for a key level. So the strategy is, I'm going to go through the strategy, not right now, but I'm like, it can be a bit, you know, it will be a bit difficult to just go in a half an hour, like a Zoom call, or because it has to, I have to go through all those basic foundation, what you have to, you know, like look for, and which criteria you have to follow before going to, you know, like get into the market. So with that being said, once I'm going to confirm, you know, like if I have these weekly and daily higher time frame in sync, my entry is all about this lower time frames. So basically it's about like 4 hour time frame, 1 hour, and then I have 30 minutes and 50 minutes is basically my entry level. So alright guys, a very quick recap. Let's go. We got the first pair, if you guys remember, I sent on the group. It's just free trade ideas. It's not a signal, guys. These are the like these pairs that I send here. Simply I just take it, even if I'm like, sometimes I take some counter trend, sometimes I just take some counter trend. Is basically, you know, like it can happen in a short period of time, because let's say if the trend is bullish, I simply go against the trade. So let's say for example right now I'm looking for this entry because I have a key level where I'm anticipating that the price will give us this pullback at this zone. So this is from this area, this is the main target to go, right, to buy. But simply if I'm doing a counter trade, which is high risk, so basically I do, like, let's say I'm going to go for a short position until this key level, right? So I share basically all those trade ideas with all of you guys here in this Telegram channel. So I know at this moment it's not so much, I'm working on this community to get bigger. The idea is just giving them the right concept regarding the trading in the financial market. There's nothing scam that I have to, like I'm going to through here. I'm just giving you guys some wrong information. Everything is just like, valid. You can as well, like make your own research if you suspect something that, if I'm sharing here, because overall guys, trading is about being like, how can I say, staying disciplined in the market, having a plan, and at the meantime you have to have the proper mindset. You cannot just like encourage as well someone. So remember guys, I'm not going to encourage someone here or force someone like, you have to get to the trading is, like the only, opportunity in life you can ever have, and you can do whatever with this you want. It's not as simple as that, or as it sounds. So it needs patience, it needs time, it needs short time, it needs experience, so it needs knowledge. So overall, if you want to like, focus to be a consistent, like profitable trader for the long term, you have to give time for that and focus on learning. Don't focus about the money. So that's what I did, like in the beginning as well. So with that being said guys, if you remember this week I sent last week, let's go through this last week, CAT CHF, which beautifully this week this happened. And if you guys remember, I carried this pair from this zone here, the first key level where I had around this EMA, which is the exponential moving average indicator. That's the only indicator that I'm using. If you guys wondering what is this indicator, it's basically EMA 50. So that's very common, and that's part of the confluence that I'm looking. So with that being said guys, if you remember, we had from this zone here, let's just replay. So if you guys have see the chart here, you can simply see on the weekly time frame. So I only just count, by the way, I only just count the body of the candlestick which closed as the higher high and higher low. I'm not counting the wick, right? So the strategy as well, I'm like all about the market structure. Okay, I'm just following the clean price action strategy. I'm not just using any specific, like one or two indicators to make any trades. So that being said, if you guys can see on the weekly time frame, we are basically bullish because we just come from this lower level here. As you can see, this where we got lower high and lower low, and anything that's between this zone, we got this market structure, right? So market structure simply means nothing. The price is just holding horizontally, going sideways. And as you can see here, this trend we got, to the upside. The moment this candlestick is here, this candlestick close above this zone here, now from bearish momentum, right? From bearish structure, we shifted to bullish. What's this mean? That this created a higher high and a higher low. So simply, as you can see here, we have been bullish, right? So higher high and higher low. So remember this one. So weekly have been bullish. Then on the daily time frame, if you guys can see here on the daily time frame, if you just count from this lower bottom here, you can see simply here, this is where we got this lower low, and on the previous chart, this is where we got this lower high. So lower high, lower low, anything between this zone, I'm just counting as the market structure. So the moment you can see here, this trend break above, what happened? Now we have been shifted bullish. So simply means that this is where we got the higher high. Because as you can see here guys, don't get confused. So if you guys don't understand, you can just throw any questions that you have. So as you can see here, this trend break above, so we shifted bullish from this bearish momentum, and this is where we got the higher low. So with that being said, that on the daily time frame we have been as well bullish. All right, so 2 time frame, it was in sync together. So weekly bullish, daily bullish. But I've been looking on the weekly time frame and the daily time frame, I was looking for a key level to look for buy, because we are in a bullish trend. So opportunities that to look for buy, not to sell, because even the price is going up, the idea is not to sell because the price is too up. If you just properly look to the market structure, when the trend is bullish, the idea is to go with the trend, right? Follow with the trend. So you don't look for sell, because you never know when the price just stops. So on the weekly, and as you can see, this is where we got higher, let's say this is where we got a higher high on the weekly, and this is where we got this higher low. So between this zone and this one, I was looking for a key level. So as you can see here, this zone I was marking as my key level. Simply, what is a key level? You guys might wondering, what's a key level? Simply, it's a zone where the price has acted strongly as a support and resistance, right? On the lower time frame, you can as well find those supply and demand zones, but I'm not going to make it more complicated. So a key level is where mostly the buyers and sellers act in the market. The direction of the market changed once the price reached at that zone. As you can see here, every time the price reach. So let's make it more clear on this pair, guys. So you can see, as I said, on the weekly and daily, so between this one I'm looking for a key level. So if we go on the previous chart, so this is one of the closest area, right, where we got resistance. So we got, look at this one, guys. Okay, so we got a resistance here, we got a support, and we got a support. Very clean, very solid. 3 times touches the body of these candlesticks. Like the moment the price retraced it here, you can see the continuation to the upside. The moment the price break under and retrace, you see the continuation to the downside. What's that mean? So it's a valid key level because the price has rejected multiple times. So let's say above 3 times. Even if you go past on the chart, I'm like, it's not so much on the past maybe right now, but I'm like very solid zone it looks, because you can see beautifully, I'm like 3 times the price rejected this zone and acted very solid. So as you can see here right now, with this trend, the moment the price was above, I was anticipating for a pullback and then continue to the upside. So you can see here, if you go on a daily time frame, so that was on a weekly, remember guys. So on the daily time frame, I was looking exactly the same. So between this higher low here and this higher high, I was looking for a key level, so which is in sync together with the weekly. So if we go back to the chart, you can see here, very beautiful, we got this resistance, we got support, and what do we got here? We got some support and we got some resistance as well. Support, the wick of this candlestick, I'm like, it's a valid area. Why? Is because the price has been multiple times rejected this zone and acted as a support and resistance. So does it make sense for you guys? If I'm speaking very fast, you can just tell me. To be honest, it's a bit difficult to go through the full strategy just on one video. From now on, I promise you guys that I'm going to make more live Zoom calls. So we will keep this one every week. So by more probability, if I will see like there's more participants or joining on the Zoom call, so we will make it maybe 2 times a week. But for now, we'll keep it just like this. So we will keep it consistently, let's say every Friday around this time. All right. So with that being said, guys, so look at how beautifully the price, the moment we got this pullback, right? So on the 4-hour time frame, this was, I'm like under this 4-hour time frame, that was my entry. So as you can see here, how beautifully the price rejected on the daily time frame, this EMA indicator, and you can see here that the moment this rejected, you see a beautiful bullish engulfing. You guys don't know what is, I'm like these bullish engulfing, I would definitely recommend to go and read the books, the Candlesticks Bible. All right, that's one of the simplest, clean, and everything is clear on that book. You can have the full knowledge regarding those candlestick chart patterns. If you guys don't know, I can show you guys as well. So that's called Candlestick Bible. Okay, this is the book. I would definitely recommend if you guys don't know what's this book. So this is the book. I would definitely recommend you guys. It's for free. To be honest, you can just download the PDF file and as well learn about this one, and you can just so the idea about this bullish engulfing is not the full confluence that I'm looking for, but this is just, it's a 5 to 10% of my confluence, and I count it as a signal. Okay, so beautifully you can see here that price rejected this zone, so there was more probability for me, more opportunity just come. You can see beautiful, the moment the price close above this zone, you can see the continuation to the upside, but we got again this pullback because this was the zone where we have been looking to buy, before we are going to break above this zone. So you can see here, even the first time when the price, it just pushed to the upside, you can see we got this bearish pin bar, you can say, but the price hold a bit. Why the price has been holding? Because we are in a key level. Simple as that. We are in the key level. So once the price at the key level, simply means that the price has to stop. So it's both buyers and sellers trying to change the direction of the market in their favor. So what's that mean? So sellers are trying basically to push the price to the downside, and the buyers the same. But with this trend, with the higher time frames, there's high probability of an uptrend. So a trend that's heading to the upside, because we have weekly bullish and daily bullish. So, and as you can see, the moment the price retraced at this zone, my entry was on the lower time frame, guys. So you can simply see, let's say on the 4-hour time frame, beautifully, the moment the price reached at this zone here, you see the 4-hour time frame is as well bullish. This trend is telling us how beautiful we are bullish and closed above. I was just anticipating for a pullback at this EMA, around this round psychological level. So how we know this is bullish? You can see here, this we have a pullback. So let's say we got lower high, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. It simply means this trend we are bearish. So the moment here we got this bullish engulfing, you can see the continuation to the upside, which simply broke this zone here, the previous structure point, which now from bearish momentum we shifted bullish. So weekly bullish, daily bullish, 4-hour bullish. What do we need? 3 time frame and sync. There's more high probability. So that is the thing, guys. I will literally tell you that I am not looking. I have about like 20 pairs here. I'm not looking to force myself that I should find a trade, an opportunity for all of these pairs. That's not the idea. I'm looking for those high probability trade setup the market gave me, right? So you can see how beautiful this, like Cassie Chef, right? This last week they gave us like this opportunity. What do we need the next? You just have to wait. And when you're waiting, when you're having patience, no matter what in life, right? So that you don't simply do anything. You just have to just wait. And at the meantime, you can benefit many other things. You can, or you can, like work on your psychology part. You can make some back testing, keep journal, stay active in the market. And what's staying active in the market doesn't mean that you have to get in the chart and think, okay, let's get in, let's buy something, let's sell something, let's make some money. No, stay active, show up in the market that you are waiting for the opportunity that the market is giving to you. That's not that the mean that you have to get in the market, you have to make a trade. As you can see here, the price has been holding for a period of time here from the moment, we see this bullish momentum after you see the pullback around this zone. But as you can see here, how beautifully on the 4-hour, we got this bullish and we got this bullish engulfing above the CMA on the 4-hour time frame. That was the zone where I was looking for buy. So as you can see here from this zone, how the price beautifully, you can see here, continue to the upside. So simply you can see here, look at this, guys. Every time the price reach at this zone, you can see these candlesticks are closing above this round psychological level. What is round psychological level? Is basically where I'm just counting every 500. So what's that mean? A round psychological level is it's a zone. I just drew a line, okay, where I'm looking with the confluence. Confluence with this key level, that around that zone, let's say around this zone here, I am looking for an entry. Okay, it can happen from this zone that I'm looking to buy. It can happen that I'm looking to buy from this zone. The idea is that that's around that zone. Okay, it's not exactly, it has to be, but the idea is that I'm anticipating for a bullish continuation or a continuation of this trend from this zone. So how you can see, you can see here, the moment the price is breaking this previous structure point and we shifted bullish on a 4-hour time frame, you can see the price has been accumulating at this zone, right? What is accumulating? The price has been paused a bit. right? I'm not talking about the fundamental parts of what happened, you know, like those bigger other participants that are acting, or the banks and institutions. That's not what you are talking about. But I'm saying just like what the technical is saying, right? So as you can see here with this pair, I'm like very solid. You can see, guys, here how I'm like multiple times the price. Every time reach here, we got this beautiful bullish engulfings telling us that the buyers are pushing, right, to take the control over, right? And how simply you can see here, the moment we got another close above the CMA, you see this zone here, the moment with this candlestick, this trend here, break above this zone here, where we had the higher high on the 4-hour time frame. So this created on the 4-hour time frame the potential higher low and higher high. What is a potential higher low or higher high, or potential trend? What does that mean? It's simply, let's say, so we have a bullish trend like this. So simply we got this higher low, higher high, got higher low. Let's just change this color because we are bullish. You can see here higher high and higher low and higher high. So the moment, let's say, this trend break this zone here, this higher high, means this is creating the potential higher high. So every time this, when it break above, it means creating this series of higher high and higher low, and means simply we're bullish. The trend is continuing to the upside. So you never buy at the top, you never sell at the low. Remember, guys, and if you're in an uptrend, you're mostly looking for to buy, not for sell, because some traders, unfortunately, are looking like, okay, look at the trend is, you know, like at the highest price, let's sell from this one because it might, there's high probability that the trend will continue to the downside. That is not the right, you know, like strategy. I'm like, as for if you're in sync with the other time frames, higher time frames, that if it's like a bearish, then yes, because the price can give you a channel around that key level. But simply that's you know, like you have to focus on those higher time frames. All right, guys, so very solid. You can see here the moment this, you know, create this potential higher high and higher low, which broke this zone. So we shifted, you know, like I'm like, we are still bullish. See that continuation to the upside. You see how the price gave us this push, a strong push to the upside. You see, I mean, this here was my entry zone, and if we just keep this one, this gave simply a I'm like, if we go on a daily time frame, this zone, this level, resistance zone, was my main target. Okay? As you can see, they gave us 1 to 6 R almost. If you guys don't know what is R to R or risk reward or R multiple, that's what you have to put your all focus when you are analyzing the chart, when you are making profits. The profits never should be based on the money. Like you have to risk 100 in order to make 300, or you have to risk at $1,000 in order to make $3,000. That's not what you have to keep your psychology or keep your, you know, mindset. Now you have to think based on the percentage. Okay, always. What's that mean? You want to risk 1% in order to make minimum 2% or 2.5%. Always keep this one, guys. Don't think just like, okay, you have to risk $100 in order to make 300. The next time you have to risk 500 in order to. That's not profitable or consistent or successful traders holding their strategy or their mindset. As you can see, with the same with the R to R. What's R to R is simply risk reward. So R to R is simply risk reward. So like how much you risk and how much you are anticipating for what? For your reward, for your bonus or for your profit. And your R to R always has to be minimum 2 or 2.5. Because let's say you're risking, if you're taking 10 trades, especially in the beginning, right? You're taking 10 trades. Imagine you are, from 10 trades, you are in lost 7 trades, okay? I can give you guys a very quick example. You might have heard this one before, but I can give you guys a quick, like a short insight. What's that mean? Imagine you got 10 trades, okay? So from 10 trades, you got 7 loss, okay? If you got 7 loss and you have 3 profit, so minus, and let's say this one. So from between this, from 7, let's say each trade that you took, you have been risking $100. So from, let's say 10 trades, which is 1,000, right? 7 of them you lost, simply means that you lost 700, right? But 3 of them you made in profit. So if you have times 2.5 minimum, you're still covering the 7 losses. That's sick, guys. That's sick. That's the thing. Many traders doesn't think, because imagine you can multiply 3 times 2.5 is simply how much do we got this one? It's 3 times 25 is, let's calculate, is 7. I'm like 7.5, something like this one, I think, or it's 7. Yeah, 7.5. So you are still in profit. So imagine, that's the thing. You don't have to think that you are in a straight loss, or you have lost 7 trades. You get, you know, like more emotional attachment in the market. That's why I'm saying, you know, like, guys, you have to at the beginning put your more energy to create a foundation, to learn about the market, to stick with that one strategy, and follow a plan. If you don't have a plan, create a plan. All right, that's the key thing, because if you don't have a plan, I mean, like, you don't know which direction you have to take. So you need to have a map. If you don't have a map, you know, you can get lost in anywhere. So as I said here, guys, imagine, like, for example, this pair. Let's just clean the chart, because this looks like a spaghetti. I mean, like, it's things everywhere, right? So let's just make it a little bit cleaner here. So guys, look at this. I'm like, we got this one 1 to 6, or this is where we got. So this week I sent you guys 3 pairs. I don't want, because I had about 6 pairs approximately, to be honest. So GBP cat, I got wicked out. Okay, your GBP, simply I was in 1 to 1 hour. Okay, I don't like to close on 1 to 1 hour. Simply, I'm like, I can mostly be happy if it will hit my stop loss than closing my position into 1 hour. If I'm giving signals, to be honest, if I'm going to give signals for a community, I can say like, oh yeah, it's 1 to 1 hour, you know, you have instant profit. That's not the idea, you know. When 1 to 1 hour can never be, I'm like, consistent. I'm like, you can be consistent, but if you have enough experience of, you know, like with the chart time. So imagine we on the 1 pair cat CHF, we had 1 to 6 position, right? 1 to 6 or plus. So we got 1 stop loss, fair enough. Okay, as you can see, this gave us 1 to 1. But the next one, GBP NZD, I send you guys. Unfortunately, this trade didn't active by a couple of pips. So you can see here how solid this gave us. This was the first zone, key level I was looking to buy. I'm not showing you guys, this was one of the top pair. And the next zone I was looking from this key level. So it was giving as minimum 1 to 3 and 1 to 4 something. So imagine if this one gave us 1 to 3. Like, even if you got wicked out 2 times, 3 times in a week, or in 2 weeks, you don't have to just change your mind, or you don't have to get emotionally attached with the market. That's what most successful traders are, you know, focusing on. They don't just put on their energy just like, oh, I got wicked out, or I'm less, you know, like I'm in 2 lows, or I'm, you know, like, or they, you know, they get so much like emotions or greedy or whatever. They just want to, you know, like get into the chart, make some trades or whatever. Alright guys, so the last pair, and as well beautifully GPUSD, to be honest, I just pair, I didn't send this one, but I was 1 to 2.5 R. So 1 to 2 point, almost 2.5 R. I didn't close my position, plus I didn't put even on break even, which I'm like, so that's, I'm like, follow my plan. All right, so but you can see here how beautifully this gave us 1 to 2.5 almost. I'm like main TP zone was around here. I'm not following sometimes, you know, like when I see the price action, how where the price is giving us, you know, those higher, you know, those support and resistance zone, okay, or higher. Where if I'm looking for buy, and if I have weekly and daily time frame in sync, my take profit zone is basically on the daily time frame high. I'm looking for a buy. Okay, simply this is where it was high, so I don't care about the if I'm 1 to 4 or multiple, or if I'm 1 to 2, or if I'm 1 to 10. All I'm just following is, you know, the market structure. As you can see here, the price simply gave me 1 to 2. I could put on break even, which I didn't, but as you can see, I'm like, the moment the price hit the stop loss, you can see the continuation to the downside. I didn't get wicked out, you see. If I would get wicked out by 1 to 2 pips, it means I put my stop loss in the wrong zone, right? Because That's one of the other also mistakes many traders do, because when they get into the chart, they put their stop loss in the wrong position because they got wicked out by 1 or 2 pips. That's the thing, because one of the simplest reasons is this: either they get too early in the market. What's too early means? For example, the price is now giving this pullback towards their key level, so their entry is around this zone, okay, and their stop loss is too tight because they had too early entry, plus they want to put their stop loss too tight. And you can see the price, the moment the price reach at this zone, right? Let's do a replay. It's like this. So if I'm going to, you can see here they put the early entry plus stop loss very close. You can see they got wicked out by only 1 or 2 pips. Look at this one, 5 pips, and you can see how beautifully after the trend continued to the upside on their favor. So that's the thing. There are some of these mistakes, common mistakes many traders do. But by the time, if you just keep a journal, recap your mistakes and everything you do in this market, by the time you will recover definitely. Alright guys, so any question, anything regarding the chart, so I'm here to answer you. I just wanted to go through these pairs that I share with you guys. I think I talk a bit fast, or I don't know, but I'm used to it. So let's go guys. What is in your mind? What's in your thoughts? Any questions? Let's go. Mumtaz, I see. What's up, bro? Mumtaz, I'm happy to see you. Rahmat as well. Proud of you guys, man. I hope you guys are in profit. Something, something new you guys got. Literally, I have very good plans in the future. I'm working on some of these, to be honest, some projects, some very, very interesting, I can say, trade setup and stuff. How to choose the pairs for the week? Simply, simply how we choose basically. So I go through all these pairs for the week, okay? So let's say I have 1, 2, 3, approximately 20 pairs. Between 20 pairs, I analyze all of these pairs. That's what I do. All of these pairs I analyze on the weekly and daily. So I analyze them that if on the weekly and daily is in sync, and then what I do, I put on my hot list. What's that mean? I put on my list, let's say these 4 pairs, or they have 2 time frame, these 2 higher time frame in sync. But if some of them, if I have daily and 4 hour in sync, I just mark them, let's say, with another color or flag. You can see here, these are the 3 time frame in sync that I had this week, and these 2 pairs I had 2 time frame in sync, which daily and 4 hour. And if I have only weekly and daily, that's not something you guys, I'm not going to recommend someone to focus on that. But simply, if I have weekly and the 4 hour in sync, then I'm going to mark up with this color. So it just it's just me doing this different colors, because so I know what how I'm just keeping my watch list. So yeah, and then let's say if I have 3 pairs, 3 time frame in sync or 3 time frame in sync, what I do is next I just draw my main focus only on these 3 or 4 pairs, a specific 4 pairs. I'm not looking back to these pairs now. If I have free time, then I can just scroll and see, but otherwise I'm just focusing the full week only on these pairs. Even all those other pairs shows up anything interesting for me, I'm not looking, because these are all the pairs, only the pairs that interest me. I'm going to look for and the market which will give me the opportunity. What are the pairs for the next week? The pairs for the next week. Well, I haven't. There's 1 pair I can give you guys. Okay, 1 pair, because I don't know if I have time for that. We have time for that. Let's give me a second, guys. How am I doing? We have 20 minutes. One of the pairs, AU or AUD. Okay, I have this one. I'm going to have it. First, what's the main problem which the market act against our analysis, against our mind thoughts? Okay, very interesting question. I will go through this one, Mumtaz. I know what you mean. AU or AUD, guys. So let's just make a quick recap, okay? A quick short analysis. So if you guys have a look, AU or AUD, you can see here, right, the chart. So as you can see here from this zone, right, you can see here that the market is creating this series of higher low and higher high. We got higher low, higher high, and between this zone is basically here market structure. This candlestick which closed basically, let's look. Yeah, you can simply see here, we just threw this line here, this one, horizontal ray. You can see, no, simply nothing, guys. So we are still bullish. So you can see here between this higher low and higher high, we are still bullish. The trend continued to the upside. So simply it means on the weekly time frame we are bullish. So that's one of the higher time frame. Then daily time frame, if we look on the daily time frame, sorry guys, my bad. Damn, we are bearish. This can be a day trade, guys, so pay attention. Weekly time frame we are bearish, so it's my bad. So I have to mark this one that we are weekly bearish. Oh, this will be a day trade, okay, not a swing trade, first of all, because we don't have weekly and sync. Then daily time frame we are bearish. Okay, so as you can see here, this is where we got this lower high, and this is where we got this lower low. How we know this one? Because you can see here that we had this bullish, and as you can see here, we got the beautiful double top. And how we know that if this double top is confirmed, as you can see that this trend break under, which simply the moment this breaks, so it's confirmed as a this double top chart pattern formation. So as you can see here on the daily time frame, we are bearish, okay, lower high and lower low. What we do is next 4-hour time frame. So if you check on the 4-hour time frame, doesn't matter, like if you count this zone, let's say this zone here as your lower high, and this is where we can be your lower low on the 4-hour, or if not this zone, because we got the price up to the stop here, and after we got this like break and pull back and continuation to the downside. So if this doesn't look clean for you, for me, I'm like basically I will count this one as a lower high and this here as a lower low. But let's say if not this zone, let's keep this zone here. So we are as well in 4-hour time frame bearish. So between these two zones, I've been looking for a key level. So what does that mean if we go on a daily time frame? So let's find a key level, okay? I can remove this one. So as you can see here, let's put this one box. So between, first of all, on a daily time frame, this is where we got this lower high, and this is where we got this lower low. Let's put this box between this zone, okay? And between this zone, what you are looking is simply for a key level, okay? So next thing is I just drew this horizontal line and look for a key level. So as you can see here, so the moment this is where we got this lower high, lower low, as I told you guys. So as you can see here, this is the previous structure point, which is like a very clean zone, right? The price acted as a support, and then we got some resistance, right? And if we go back to the chart, you can see how price beautifully acted as a support here. Resistance, and resistance, right? So we have multiple touches. So it can be very clean and solid zone. So what do we have to do is we just adjust them a little bit and cover those bodies of those candlesticks which closed and acted as a support and resistance. So let's close this, let's say like something like this. Okay. So as you can see here, now we cover this support, this resistance. We got some support. Let's cover this one a little bit. Sorry guys, a little bit this box, so we can cover this zone as well here. So we have minimum of 4 touches. So remember guys, a key level, does that mean that if the price acted as a support and resistance with the minimum of 3 or 4 touches? If it is more than 3-4 touch, it's better. But if it is under 3 or 4 touches, it means you need more structures in the market. So as you can see here, beautifully, the moment the price we test, you can see the moment the break, we got beautiful this pullback right around this zone, and you can see how beautiful we got this daily rejection. We are on Friday, so it can be a very clean trade setup, I think, for next week. So daily, as I say, we find a very nice key level, then we have to adjust them, or we have to find a key level on the 4-hour time frame as well. So what's that mean? Simply we have to find a key level between this lower high on the 4-hour time frame and this lower low as well. So once again we just throw this box between these two zones and we find this key level as well, so in sync with the daily time frame. So what do we do next is simply we just use this horizontal line. As you can see here, we don't count right now these zones because these zones, you can see this trend broke this one. We have to find the zone above this area. This is somewhere here because we are still under this zone. Okay, you cannot put them here, you cannot just cover these zones because, as I said, this trend broke above them. All right, so on the 4-hour time frame, if we just count this one on the 4-hour time frame, this is where we have the previous structure point. So where the price acted, as a support, but right now we are at this zone, so which is closer with the daily time frame. So we got a beautiful support, resistance at this zone here, resistance. Okay, we got this one we can cover as well. If you want to count this one as a, let's say, a pullback or as an elbow or as a market structure. So resistance, support, and resistance. So if we go back here, look at how beautifully this one, right? Like the price acted as a resistance on the 4-hour time frame. So we got multiple touches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Guys, see, that's the beauty of like this market structure, right? So yeah, the weekly is bullish. Yes, that's why this is a daily trade, by the way. So we have very close. I'm like close to each other. So let's cover these zones. So what do we do next? I don't like these lines. So on my chart, so what do is simply I just put this box, cover these lines, all right, and then I delete these ones I don't need. So this is what I do, have the daily and the 4-hour key level in sync, right? You can see here how beautiful the price cover these zones, right? You can see here, and we got this projection which today. So this can be like an interesting trade for next week. At this moment, this is one of the pairs, and I will share as well, guys. If I find some other pairs with some good setup, I will definitely put on the Telegram. So with that being said, let's go through the question that Mumtaz, what's the main problem which the market act against our analysts, against our mind? So remember, guys, Mumtaz, if the market is acting against you, I would tell you that this is what your mindset is. You think that is acting against you, but normally the market is acting as it is. Market is natural, okay? It's acting naturally, in any direction that, how it has to be. Because this is, we created, with our mindset that it is acting against us. Do you know what is the idea about the stop loss, if I will say? What is the idea to cut your losses? The idea about setting a stop loss is to cover the losses, to cover that the market will, eat your, all your account. And beside all this one is simply about your mindset. If you think that the market is against you, simply you have a wrong mindset. There's one of the books I would definitely recommend as well, Mumtaz, but not for now, because I know you just started the market, trading. That's called Trading in the Zone, okay? It's by Mark Douglas. A very, very interesting book. I'm going to recommend, I'm 100%, because you will see, this question that you just asked me is, you will find the answer with many ways. But as I said, if you think that the market is acting against you, simply it's the wrong mindset you got. Market never act against you. As for if you market, to be honest, market always gave the opportunity for for traders and investors. That is one of the simplest strategy or opportunity the market show up, because if the market doesn't show up the opportunity for you, simply means that you are acting against the market. And after, if it goes against your favor, then you think what happened? I just got wicked out, or my strategy is not working, or my trade setup is not working, or whatever, my risk management is not working, but overall you are not focusing on your plan, you're not focusing on your mindset, you are mostly getting emotional, attachment. So what I would definitely recommend you to just stick to your plan. If you're just stick with your plan and then wait for those higher opportunities that the market gave you, not to force yourself and think that market is acting against me, that is definitely wrong concept and mindset as well. And I hope really that this makes sense for you, Mumtaz. So I know what this, simply I had as well in the beginning, because I was thinking like, why the market is acting against me? Personally, market has nothing to do with me. I cannot just think like, imagine, let's say in Forex market, do you know how much volatility do we have in the Forex market? It's above $6 trillion on daily volume in this market. So you think that with your $100, if I'm going to execute any trade, right, with a $10,000 in one trade, do you think that I can change the direction of the market? No. Do you think that I can make it a 10 times profit in one trade? Yes. Do you think that with one trade I can blow up my account? Yes. Then what is the simplest solution? Is just you have to follow the principles that you have. That's the one thing. And I know many traders, to be honest, many traders, to be honest, they don't think for the longer term. They always think there's one thing as well, guys. Remember, many traders, they always think that they have to be profitable in each trade they make. The mindset has to be a winning trade, okay? You have to, when you get to the chart, okay? Let's say we got this one. Before I'm going to get into the chart, I have the mindset that this trade is going in my favor, but I have accepted the risk. And that is what my plan is saying. So I have accepted. If it goes against me, that is the simplest reason that I have put the stop loss. If I put the stop loss and if market act against, I know, I'm aware that market can go in any direction. You guys remember that if sometimes if you remember, I said on the boot camps that if the market comes, hit your stop loss, we know that the market is fluctuating in both directions. It can go in your favor, it can go against you. And if it goes against you, what does it mean? It is simply creating a new direction. It's exactly, look at this one, GBP USD. Look at this, guys. So I got into this trade. So now I don't know, I changed. This was my entry. So just have a look how simple this one was. So this was my entry here, okay? My entry was somewhere here. I had my stop loss. So I was 1 to 2.5 almost. My take profit zone was here. So you see 1 to 2 or I wasn't profit. Alright? But after, see the continuation. Honestly, I was looking to scale. It means I was looking to another buy from this zone. But you see the price market never gave me this opportunity. You see every time the market creating this trend, downtrend, you see each candlestick are closing under each another one, right? So every time it closes, it creates the new candlestick under. So what's this mean? It's now just creating the new direction, a new series of lower high and lower low. So look at this and how it changed. Look, we have been bullish, right? All the way. You can see how beautifully we got two trade here. We got a counter trend here, and we got a swing trade from this one, which was the main. The price gave us, the market gave us a good term, still 1 to 2 hour, right? But as you can see here, the next day on Thursday, look at how crazy giant bearish engulfing the market cash, and it closed under the CMA, closed under this key level. So look at here, every time the price closed under, we had a continuation to the downside. Every time it closed above, we had a continuation to the upside. It closed now under. What the market is telling us technically is we are continuing to downside, we are bearish. Every time we have been above, we have been bullish. Every time we have been under, let's look, we have been bearish. The same. Anyway, look at in the market. So look at this zone here. This is the zone. Every time we have been under, we have been bearish. Every time we have been above, we have been bullish. So you cannot think that why it's acting against me. You cannot always be right. You just have to follow the trend. Follow what the market is telling you. And work as well. I would definitely say you have to work more on your mindset. Because we know that trading is a game of 20% technical, 80% psychology. So if you have a wrong psychology, no matter you have a 200 setup strategy, you can blow up your account. You can go on the wrong. You can it can damage. Like damage mentally. And if you are mentally damaged, then there's no idea to keep trading. I'm gonna keep with this business. That's the fact, to be honest, to just tell you guys. So any other question, guys? So if not, I don't know how much time do we got. We still have 5 minutes. No worries, Mumtaz, no worries. So if you guys don't have any question, I appreciate everyone who joined. So with that being said, so as I said, I appreciate everyone who joined. So I will see you guys on the next Zoom call.